sound is me at Motherlode Mine. I've been doing this a lot for the past couple days because my father-in-law and mother-in-law my in-laws were in town visiting, so I was just doing a lot of mining for the past like 4 days, 3 or 4 days. But I am back and I am ready to do questing again and progress on the account. So let's just get started. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking this video, and thank you so much for watching. Let's get started. So I think I've done about like 10 levels here in mining. No smithing levels because it's just really bad. It's only like 75 every time I repair these. So not the greatest, but it's something. I did get enough for the helmet, and I do not think I have enough for anything else yet. 35, but we can actually get the boots. Yeah. So now we have boots and helmet, which is pretty awesome. But we're going to be doing some questing today. I was looking and I was like, do I want to just focus on doing intermediate stuff? Like all the ones that I can do, we can go for. And then we could do experienced, master, grandmaster, and special. So I think I might have written something down. We're just going to go down on the list, honestly. So animal magnetism is up first. We need a mithril axe, or mithril axe actually, not a pickaxe. 5 iron bars, a ghost speak amulet, a hammer, ecto tokens. Ooh, it's gonna be rough. So it means I need to take my bones. Oh, I need to get buckets of slime. I could take my money to Kourend and buy buckets of slime before I do all this. I'm actually gonna wear that. And then we need holy symbol, polished buttons. Okay, let's go to Kourend and buy some buckets of slime. I'm going to thieve from the ham members to get buttons, and then I'll polish them. I think whatever ham items I get, I'm gonna keep because I have not done that quest. So I finally got the polished buttons, and I have the cowhide that we're going to tan. I believe the tanner's over here. I don't remember. Is this him? Yeah. Okay, so we need a hard leather. Just gonna do one. And then the holy symbol, I don't really remember how to get that. An unstrung symbol, and then bless it in the Edgeville Monastery. I don't know if I have one already. I probably should have checked that first, right? Oh well. I don't think I have silver bars. I do. And I do not have a mold. I do have a mold. Shoot. That's okay. Do I have balls of wool? Nope. Do I have... what's it called? Wool? I guess that's the same thing. Okay, so that means I have to go string some wool too. Alright, so we got the star blessed. Oh, I forgot I need to bring pots of flour. Or not pots of flour, just pots, right? So then I can put the bones in the pots and then to use the buckets of slime after that. So hopefully 10 will be enough. I think it should be enough. And we're just gonna load all 9 bones into the grinder. We are ready to start the quest. Hello, and welcome to my humble abode. It's sadly rather more humble than I'd like, to be honest. Perhaps you can help with that. I'd be happy to make your home a better place. Yay! I didn't even have to talk about a reward. You're more gullible than most adventurers, that's for sure. Don't worry though, I just need you to help fix this vile old bed for me. Then I'll find a suitable reward for you. Great. Will I be able to take a nap in it? Don't be silly. Everyone knows that true warriors don't ever sleep, or perform many other bodily functions for that matter. I'll come up with something though. I'm not convinced by just a vague something. Could you be a slight bit more inspiring in your offer? What I need is simple. A couple of undead chickens. You should be able to pick some up at the farm near Port Phasmatis. I'll use one for my bed. Then I'll see what I can make from the other in the way of a reward. I have some ideas involving infinite feathers. Very well then, I shall await my mystery prize with bated breath. Okay, now we're going to go to Port Phasmatis. Your animals don't look too healthy. It's that fountain thingy in the temple to the east. It's turned them all into zombies. What use are zombie animals? None at all, mate, except that those worshippers at that temple keep coming and killing them all for their bones. Don't ask me why. But you are a ghost. Surely you know something about it. I don't know nothing about nothing. Oh, I'm a simple ghost with simple needs. All I know is, years ago, that temple started glowing green, and a few months later, I woke up dead. That's all there is to it. I do miss my wife, though. Tell her I still loves her. Would I be able to buy some of your chickens? Talk to my wife and I'll think about it. Hello. Hello, how can I help you? I'm here about a quest. I have a message from Malcolm. He wants you to know that he still loves you, despite his ghostly state. The curse of undeath was so cruel. All the men out here succumbed, but Lyra and I were left alive. Ever since that day, I've not been able to speak to him. Tell him I love him, but I can't find our savings. I know he had our collection of gold and prize cow rosettes just before the curse struck. I'll have a word with him then. Magic has its uses, I suppose. Your wife says she needs the family cash and wants to know what you did with it. Tell her I spent it on cheap spirits, har har. Your sense of humor died too, it seems. Huh, just trying to lift your spirits. I rest my case. Suit yourself, stick in the mud. Anyway, I'm not one of them old yokels. Tell her I put the cash in the bank like she always told me to. A warning to you too. Annoy her and I'll haunt you till your hair turns white. Hello, how can I help you? I'm here about a quest. Malcolm says he put the cash in the bank. I'll need his bank pass in that case. Can't you just take a ghost speak amulet? Then you can talk to him directly. I tried that once, but all those other ghosts and even the undead chickens and cows scared me so much. I wouldn't try it again for all the cash in Barak Bank. I guess she doesn't want to talk to her own husband. You may not believe me, but she wants me to find your bank pass now. Maybe she said that, and maybe she didn't. I think you're just after me savings. Tell her that no one but a fool gives out their pass numbers. Go tell her now, if you're not a double-dealing scammer, that is. Okay. Hello, how can I help you? I'm here about that quest. Malcolm says he won't trust me with the bank pass. What if I gave some sort of altered ghost speak amulet to him? Surely that would work? You're so clever. I've overheard passing adventurers say that there's some witch near here who changes ghost speak amulets. I think she lives a bit west of that mad Professor Fink something, past the farming patch. I'll see if I can find her. Big nose and a monstrous hat, I assume? I wonder where the beautiful young witches hide. Mysterious indeed, but in this case, she actually looks pretty normal. Now we get to run all the way to the old crone's house. I'm here about the farmers east of here. Alice and her husband Malcolm are having trouble talking to one another and said you might be able to help. Ah, I know them. Shame about those cows. Why would they think that I could help? Alice seems to think that you could alter a ghost speak amulet in order to allow them to communicate. In addition, when I was attempting to thwart Necrovarus, you created a new type of amulet for me. I thought that perhaps you might be able to do so on this occasion. While the poor young lady has such family problems, I quite feel her pain. I'd be happy to help. You seem to have one of her golden hairs on your shoulder, so I could use that. In a flash, the crone whisks away an unseen hair from your shoulder. Talk to me again with a ghost speak amulet and some space in your backpack, and I'll be ready to work with this little good deed. The way I plan is quite simple, really. I can mirror part of the unused mystical essence of the ghost speak amulet, bind it with Alice's hair, and thus create a second amulet. The second amulet will be useful for the purpose you desire, though it won't work for any other ghost or human other than Malcolm and his wife. I'm here about the farmers east of here. I'm here to see if you're ready to do your mystical stuff with my ghost speak amulet. I most certainly am. There you go. Wow, that was quick and painless. I'm just being a good neighbor. The crone-made amulet. I'm gonna TP, because that's a long way to walk. I talked to your wife and thought that if you had a special amulet, you could speak to her and sort out the bank situation without me being involved. That makes far more sense than I was expecting from a musclehead like you. My wife's a clever one. Well, oh, never mind. I'm desperate enough for those chickens to let that pass. Give me that amulet then, and we'll be seeing about your unnatural desire for chickens. Okay, you do need it more than I do, I suppose. Ta, mate. Lucky we had such a brilliant idea. Ah, many thanks. Now, what was it you were wanting again? I need a couple of your chickens. Chickens is tricksy, especially dead ends. I'll have to catch 'em for you. They look pretty pathetic. How hard can it be? Stand back while I catches 'em, you city slicker. Here, chicky chicky. Get here, you pesky bird. He completely ran in the other direction. It baited him. Where'd she go? Get off my land. You heard my husband. Leave now. Always the same. I can never get these animals to myself. Killed Bessie! Buying cowhides and feathers. Ah, that chicken is next. Feathers for me. Woo woo. Woo woo woo. Pick him up, he missed. Well, that's one way to catch a chicken, I suppose. Hello, how can I help you? I'm selling if you have ecto tokens. Could I buy those chickens now? I can hand over a chicken if you give me 10 of them ecto token thingies per bird. Could I buy 2 chickens? Great. I'm lying away me tokens for some killer cows. I'm laying away me tokens for some killer cows. That'll learn them bone rustlers. My spiritometric devices show that you have been in close contact with ghostly animals. Are we closer to success? Here they are. Amazing. Success. I can look forward to some good night's sleep after all. Can I ask exactly how an undead chicken will help you sleep? Well, I need the feathers to make my bed more comfortable. A comfortable bed will help me sleep. Obvious, really. Obvious, yes, but why on Gillinor would you need an undead chicken when there are perfectly good live chickens just down the road? Well, for a start, undead feathers are much cleaner than living ones. No dust mites or anything. Secondly, I always think of Ernest when I see a chicken, so my nerves can't take killing him. Then why do I need a chicken for my reward? We already established that I don't use a bed. Seeing as you ranger types use so many feathers in your arrows, I was thinking I could harness an undead chicken to make an unending supply of arrow flights for you. Beats chicken slaying or hanging around in fishing shops, I suppose. So what's next? We'll need a magnet next, one with purely natural fields and made from a carefully selected iron bar. A firm impact when the iron is parallel to Gillinor's field will stabilize this field in the rod. Go and talk to the witch next door. Hello, hello, my puppet. What brings you to my little room? Ava told me to ask you about making magnets. Something about natural fields and other stuff? Sounded like she needed a farmer, to be honest. Don't worry, dearie. I can tell you just what to do, and you won't have to worry your pretty little head about the complicated bits. No need to patronize me quite so much, you know. I went to anger management classes, my lambkin. That's why I was treating you so kindly. It's either this way of talking, or I go back to shoving children into ovens. Just bring me 5 iron bars, though, and you're well on your way to never having to talk to me again. I'll be back. Great, you'll go far. I made some nice painted metal toys for you, Schnookums. Toys? Schnookums? What are you on about, you deranged old bat? Oh, forget it then. If you won't react to kindness, I'm back to lowering infants into my oven. You'll have it on your conscience. Go to the iron mine just northeast of Remington and hit the bar with the plain, old smithing hammer while facing north. Then take your new magnet to Ava. Poor girl, having to deal with whippersnappers like you. Alright, time to run to Remington. Alright, so we're going to take the hammer and use it on the iron. And we created a magnet. Now we're going to go back to Trainer Manor and give it to Ava. Manufactured the magnet. Here it is. Great stuff. With the witch's influence within the magnet, the undead chicken can use this, I'm sure. The plan is that the chicken will operate the magnet to attract bits of iron and steel, maybe even your own recently fired arrows. There are plenty of totally lost arrowheads lying about in the fields of Gillinor, I bet. In addition, arrows which you fire should be able to be attracted back to your quiver by the cunning avian. I begin to understand your plan. We've covered feathers and arrowheads now. What next? We need a source of wood, but one which is spiritually active and can regenerate itself. It will save you some axe work in the future. Try using a woodcutting axe on the pesky trees in the garden here, the ones that attack rather than the really dead ones. They're probably just the sort of thing we could use. They will try to kill me though, and I can't fight back. Now you know how those poor guards feel when you hide behind mushrooms and fences and attack them from afar. Anyway, I reckon you'll need to try a mithril or better axe on the trees. At least the trees are pretty close. Hello, and what are you after then? I'm here about a quest. Ava said she saw you hanging around the moving trees near Drainer Manor. Ah, you came to the right man. Odd things, those trees. What is it you're needing exactly? I think I need some of the wood from them, but my axe just bounced off the trunk. Sounds like you need a blessed axe. No one really makes them, though, these days. Blessed axes are too soft to cut normal wood, since the axe's edge must be replaced by holy silver. I can do you a favor, though. If you can give me a mithril axe and a holy symbol of Saradomin, I can let you have my axe. I'll make myself a new one when no one is pestering me for slayer tasks. Okay, so I'll see whether I can spare an axe and a symbol. Thanks. Hello, what are you after then? Hello, I'm here about those trees again? I can make you an axe for now if you wish. Remember, it'll be no use for normal woodcutting after I've added the silver edge. I'd love one, thanks. Here's a new axe. May it serve you well. We're going to chop an undead tree until we get undead twigs. Look how many there are. Got it. We're going to give them to Ava. I have that undead wood at last. Well, twigs anyway. You certainly took your time. I'd say they didn't grow on trees, but I guess you'd just be sarcastic about my sense of humor. Quite. Now that we have all the ingredients for infinite arrows, We just need a container in which we can keep the components in the correct mutual alignment. I've gathered together some research notes from various sources, but I can't quite make out what they mean. If you want to have a go at making them out, just ask me for a copy. You could have just given me one. I'd like to take a look at those research notes now, unless you have translated them without me. They are still stumping me. Here are the notes. I really hope your head doesn't explode from reading them. I'd find it slightly inconvenient, I'm sure. It wouldn't be all bad, as your body would be useful for research after death. What I'd be upset about was if bits of you landed in my nice new bed. Your concern is touching. So we're going to click on all of these buttons. And we're going to talk to Ava. I've translated those notes. See? I'm not just a thuggish moron like you seem to think. For all I know, it was pure luck. So don't jump to any conclusions about your mighty intellect. I can see why you don't have any assistants. You're not exactly easy to work with. Let's get back to work on what we're doing then. Remember, this is all a favor to you. I could have just decided to fob you off with a feather duster. I've given you a pattern for the container. You'll need to combine them with the polished buttons and hard leather. Then we're almost done. Good news, eh? If you're having trouble finding buttons, I've heard rumors that the Ham Society carry this sort of stuff more than most. Really? How would you know this strange detail? I hear they lose their clothes a lot to thieves, so they have to make do with shoddy goods. Whatever the reason, they seem to carry buttons about in their pockets. There we go. Give Ava the container. Wow, great. Now the arrow manufacturer is ready for use. There you are. Talk to me if you need more information later. Woohoo! What's commune? The undead chicken can protect some of your ammunition while you're ranging and will also gather random metal items for you. No. She sells feathers. That's good to know. And then I get 50 ranged for the accumulator and Dragon Slayer 2 for the assembler. Okay. That's awesome. We got our first ranged upgrade. So now we're going to do the Ascent of Arceus, which is a pretty short quest. I do have to fight 2 things though, but I don't really need anything. So we're just going to teleport to Woodcutting Guild. I heard that they increased the amount of minecarts in Zaya this week, so there should be a lot more, but we're just going to take, and you don't need to do them the favor for anything for any of them, so it's just easily accessible now, which is really nice. So I'm just going to take this to Arceus. I need to get a weapon though, but I'm probably going to use the bank up there. I'm very excited to read these quests since I didn't do that in Leagues. What happened here? She's dead. Vanna. What can I do to help? I don't know. Right. Let's start with what actually happened. Take a moment to collect yourself and then tell me everything. Okay. Thank you. I'm Mori. I was going to the library with my friend Vanna. Suddenly, I felt a strange power all through me, and then she just died. Just like that? Was she ill? Oh my gosh, there she is right there. Oh my gosh. The people of Arceus don't get ill. We're immortal. We've been for 1,000 years, ever since the ascent of Arceus. This shouldn't happen. This can't happen. We should let someone know about this. You're right. We should let the Kourend Council know. Can you help? I don't want to leave her. Of course I'll help. Thank you. Could you head to Kourend Castle and let Counselor Andrews know what's happened? He's in charge of the council. Will do. I'll be back soon. I wonder if there is a minecart. There is. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. I'm gonna take a minecart to Kourend Castle. Hi there. Good day to you. There's been a death in Arceus. A death? Well, that doesn't seem right. The people of Arceus don't just die. They can't. I've seen it with my own eyes. A citizen of Arceus has fallen. What should we do? Well, I don't really know what we can do. The Arceus family have chosen to keep their knowledge secret from the rest of us. We have no expertise in this area. So you'll do nothing? If I could do something, I would. However, I'm afraid this is out of our hands. I see. I suppose I'd better tell Mori. And off we go back. Hello again. Hello. Have you spoken to Counselor Andrews yet? I have. The council won't be helping, I'm afraid. Oh, I shouldn't be surprised, I guess. The council only care about helping themselves. What should we do now? Well, if the council won't help us, maybe Lord Arceus will. He doesn't show his face in public much these days, but he can't ignore the death of one of his own. Good idea. Where can I find him? He will be in the Tower of Magic, northwest of here. The game telling me to take a break? That's funny. Considering the fact that like 3 hours of it was just me AFKing. Also, I have my heater on because it is negative 10 degrees right now. So if you hear it, I'm sorry. I need to speak to Lord Arceus. We're currently facing an issue in the Tower of Magic. No one may enter until the issue is resolved. But it's important. There's been a death in Arceus. A death? This isn't good. The death you speak of may be connected to the issue we're currently facing. You'd better go in. Are you sure you wish to enter the Tower of Magic? Somebody deal with these souls. Now we're going to go upstairs and talk to Lord Trobin Arceus. Lord Arceus? I'm afraid my father is in deep concentration and is unable to talk. Thank you for helping us out with those souls. As you can see, we're facing quite the crisis. I don't understand. What's going on? I'm afraid we don't quite know ourselves yet. A short while ago, our instruments detected fluctuations in power from the Dark Altar. Before we could do anything, we all felt a strange loss of power, as if the altar had failed altogether. My father was quick to act, using himself as a conduit to channel what little power the altar had left. It seems the loss in power had an interesting impact on our experiments, though. Some trapped souls that we were working to free were suddenly released. Alas, whatever happened seemed to cause them great pain, making them go feral. They are now at peace, though, thanks to you. Well, I'm afraid I have some bad news, which is likely related to this. A citizen of Arceus has died. A death? No! My father acted as fast as he could, but it sounds like he was not fast enough. This is a dark day for Arceus. Tell me, who has fallen? Thana. Mori is with her next to the pond. Dear Thana, you did not deserve this fate. Thank you for bringing this terrible news to us. I will make sure someone is sent out to take care of Thana and Mori. I still don't understand how this happened. Ever since the ascent of Arceus, our people have been kept alive by the Dark Altar. Its power sustains our bodies in the same way yours is sustained by food and drink. Without the power of the Dark Altar, there is nothing to keep our people alive. The loss in power from the altar will be what killed Thana. The altar is currently giving out a fraction of the power it normally would. The only thing keeping us alive is my father. His strength won't last forever, though. So what do we do? If we can't find and fix whatever has caused this loss of power, our people are surely doomed. Now that those souls have been dealt with, We can perform tests both here and at the altar to try and find the problem. Time is not on our side, though, and I fear we won't be fast enough. Can I help? Well, there is a secret known only to a few of us. At any other time, I would never dream of telling an outsider. But our people's lives are in danger, and you may well be the only one who can save us. What is this secret? It's believed by most that the knowledge of immortality was discovered by my father. The truth is, the discovery was not his. To the west of here lies the sulfur volcano of Mount Kourend. Within live the Tasakal, 3 ancient beings with power over life and death. They granted my father the knowledge that led to the ascent of Arceus. And you think they can help us? Their knowledge of the Dark Altar far exceeds ours. If anyone can help us, it's them. Ideally, I'd send one of our own, but I have no one to spare. You are the only one who can help us. I'd better not waste any time then. Thank you, friend. You'll find Mount Kourend on the other side of Lovakenge. Please hurry. Be there in a second. Alright, we are here talking to these 3 guys. Human, leave us. Your presence is not desired. But I need your help. I was sent by Asteros Arceus, son of Lord Troban Arceus. Arceus. We know that name. The name of a liar. Liar? They came to us. 2 of them. The brother and the husband. Her time was running out. They wanted to give her more. We granted them knowledge to give her more time. But they misused it, and the world suffered. This knowledge, you mean immortality? In a way, but it was not meant for that. Time was what it was meant for, but time still runs out. They put an end to time. They endangered the balance. What balance? For every death, there must be life. For every life, there must be death. This balance is what we serve. For without balance, the world burns. You're very confusing, you know that, right? Perhaps our knowledge is beyond your understanding. Well, thankfully, I didn't come here for knowledge. I came here for help. The Dark Altar is failing, and the people of Arceus are in danger. I need you to help me find the cause. The people of Arceus have had their time. This will restore balance. Why should we help them? It can never be easy, can it? Fine. If you help me save the people of Arceus, then I will help you. You assume we need help. I've done this enough times to know that everyone wants something, even the masters of life and death. Interesting. Maybe the human is not as stupid as it looks. Well, I've been known to have my moments. Very well, human. We admit the Arceus people do have their uses. Their work with souls have been useful in helping maintain the balance. We will help them, but first, you will serve us. Excellent. What do you need from me? To the south lies a battlefront. There is a grave there. Within it lies a soul, trapped inside a corpse. Free this soul. In return, we will provide our help. So you just want me to kill a zombie? A zombie is soulless, an empty shell, reanimated by magic. This is a soul, trapped in this world, when it should have long departed. Its existence is an affront to the balance. Seems pretty simple, which is why it falls to you. Consider it a test. If you pass, we may further have use for you. We may have further use for you. Very well. I'll go and free this soul. Now there is going to be a soul south of Mount Kourend. I don't know where. I'll just run. The grave is empty, but it looks to have been disturbed recently. There are some tracks leading away from it. Inspect plants and bushes until you find the full path. Oh, it is a zombie. That's funny. The guard spawned as I'm attacking. Yeah, 1 second. The human returns. I've dealt with the trapped soul. You have done well. The balance has been restored. And now we shall help you. While you were busy, so were we. We have found the cause of your problem. What is it? You said the altar was failing. This is not correct. The altar is fine, but its power has been redirected. Redirected where? To a construct built by a mortal. Right next to the altar. Find it. Destroy it. And Arceus will be saved. So I just have to go to the Dark Altar, find this device, and then destroy it. Sounds easy enough. Then you have what you need. You can leave us. Go and save your people. So we're going to inspect these rocks. Inspect the rocks, but find nothing of interest. Inspect the rocks, but find nothing of interest. Inspect the rocks, but find nothing of interest. It's gotta be these ones, right? Inspect the rocks and find a strange device hidden amongst them. You smash it. There. That device has been destroyed. That's the device destroyed. The people of Arceus should be safe now. I'd better go to the Tower of Magic and check. Let's run back. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Lord Arceus? You're the one that saved our people. On behalf of all of Arceus, I thank you. So everything is okay now? It seems so. A short while ago, I felt the power of the Dark Altar return to normal levels. I was safely able to stop my ritual and let the altar work on its own again. Now tell me, what was the cause of this and how did you stop it? Your son recommended that I speak to the Tussacal. They had me perform a task for them, but after that, they agreed to help. They didn't seem to like you very much, though. Well, that's no surprise. The Tussacal seem to feel that only they deserve immortality. It's rather hypocritical of them. It clearly didn't stop them helping you, though. They were reluctant, but they admitted that the people of Arceus were useful to them. Such is their way. They act superior to us, but the reality is they'll work with anyone if they think it will further their aims. So how did they help you? They found out that the power of the altar was being redirected into a device hidden nearby. I found the device and destroyed it. A device? What was it? I'm not sure, but the Tussacal said it was made by a mortal. The Tussacal view everyone who isn't one of them as a mere mortal, even those of us who have also achieved immortality. That doesn't narrow down the options very much. This is most concerning, though. If someone deliberately sabotaged the altar, who knows what else they might do. I'll have someone recover the remains of this device. Maybe we can work out where it came from. For now, though, I'd like to once again thank you for your help. Today was a dark day for our people, but without you, it would have been our end. Please accept these gifts. They are the least you deserve. A dark disposition. Now, can I help you further? No. This looks like one of the pages of Kourend's memoirs. Maybe I should try adding it to the book. Do I have a book? I should, right? From Client of Kourend? Client of Kourend, Kourend. I do. You add an entry to Kourend's memoirs. TPs me. Ooh. I didn't know. I thought I had to have the whole book completed. That's awesome. I think I'm going to AFK for the rest of the night and continue with some more questing tomorrow. I think tomorrow we will do... What is Barrier Soul? Oh, I could do the library stuff. Even though you don't need a favor anymore, so I don't know what the library is worth for. But I think tomorrow we will do Cold War, which I'm not excited about because I don't really like the penguin quests. In RS3, I've never done them in old school, but we'll see. And then Depths of Despair is the Hosidius Kourend quest. So we'll do that tomorrow. Cold War and the Depths of Despair. But for the rest of the night, I'm just going to AFK. Probably might do some fishing, I think. I have been doing agility all day, so I thought I would switch it up and do a quest. Record a quest for tonight. So we're gonna skip Cold War just because I don't feel like doing it and I don't want to do something right now that I don't feel like doing. This is a video game. I want to have fun. So we're gonna skip Cold War and we're gonna do the Depths of Despair. We don't need anything, but I am gonna bring my skills necklace. I literally have done so many laps today. I could not even begin to tell you where I started. Just so many. Just from being logged in earlier, from after I hopped worlds, there's 80 right there. So I was probably doing very, very, very AFK agility for about like probably 3 hours or more. So fun stuff. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I have had a very busy day today. I FaceTimed my parents for about 3 hours. I hadn't called them since Friday. And I did 2 loads of laundry and I finished making some more chicken stock. And I strained it all and washed dishes and I just did a bunch of stuff. So we're here now. Hello. Hello there. Anything I can help you with? Our family is in dire need of assistance. My eldest son, Arthur, has gone missing, and we could desperately use some help in finding him. Would you be willing to assist us? You will be rewarded if you bring him home safe. I can help. What do you need me to do? Thank you, friend. I suggest you begin your search by talking to my family and servants. One of them might know where Arthur has gone. Hello. I'm helping Lord Hosidius find his missing son. I was wondering if you had any idea where he might have gone? I'm sorry, but I don't know anything. Are you sure? Well, Oh, this is awful. Please don't tell Lord Hosidius. He'll fire me if he finds out. Calm down. You have nothing to fear from me. I just want to help find Arthur. Do you know where he is? Arthur and I, You're in love, aren't you? Yes. Well, don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. Thank you. Before he went missing, Archer told me he was going to find the original copy of the Royal Accord of Twill. That's where he will have gone. He's been spending a lot of time in the Arceus library recently, researching the Accord. He mentioned a librarian named Galana. She might be able to help you. Thank you. Please bring Archer back. No problem. I will do so. It's pretty exciting to be able to access the whole game since I was getting used to leaks for so long that I actually get to, access everything and learn about everything that there is to offer in this game. So pretty exciting. Right, so there is Galana. So we just gotta enter the library. I'm also very happy that I don't have to get favor because I feel like that would have taken a very long time. Do you need something? I'm looking for information on the Royal Accord of Twill. The Royal Accord of Twill was signed by the heads of Kourend's 5 houses, known then as the Royal Lords. This was over 1,000 years ago. The Accord declared that they would take over rulership of Great Kourend from the Council of Elders. For many years after the Accord was signed, the Royal Lords took it in turns to rule the kingdom. Each of them ruled for 10 years in turn. Those practices have long since been abolished, though, and Kourend is now ruled by the Kourend Council. The original Accord has since been lost, but copies still exist in this library. What if I wanted to find the original? Many have tried and failed. You would likely have no better luck. However, if it interests you, you might wish to read The Envoy to Varlamore by Derek Paulson. It details how the original Accord was lost. Do you know where I can find the book? Try the top floor, Southwestern Bay. Thank you. Okay, so now I just have to search every single bookshelf here. I just finished watching, I'm trying to find a bunch of different shows. I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and HBO. And I've been trying to find really good shows to watch while I train the really AFK skills like Motherload Mine, agility, stuff like that. So I just finished watching a show called Beef on Netflix, and it's pretty good. It's the ending was interesting, but I had a feeling it was going to end up like that. But it was good. I recommend it if you guys, like watching shows. Give it a chance though. The first episode is kind of very hectic and it gets kind of crazy, but the ending is good. All right, The Envoy to Varlamore. Although it has been many years since the fighting ended, the war with Varlamore remains fresh in the minds of Kourend's people. The betrayal of Emperor Imafor is hard to forget, and it is likely that this mistrust will continue for numerous lifetimes. In the hope of repairing the relationship with Varlamore, King Karadest III ordered an envoy be sent to the Shining Kingdom. However, the envoy is not all that was sent. For over 100 decades, the original Royal Accord of Twill was kept safe within the historical archive of Kourend. The Accord survived the Long Winter, the Age of Strife, and the War of the 5 Houses, but it did not survive the foolishness of our great King Karadest. Despite the protests of many, the king insisted that the Accord be taken with the envoy to Varlamore to be displayed in the Grand Museum of Civitas Illafortis. Alas, the Accord never made it to Varlamore. It was the day, 1372, of the 135th decade when they departed. They left by ship from Port Piscalarius for the week-long journey to the Civitas port. Less than halfway into the journey, disaster struck. The ship was traveling off of the south coast of Kourend, where it was caught up in a great storm. The ship, the crew, and the Accord itself were all lost beneath the waves. The only survivor was the envoy himself, saved by some passing fishermen. Oh look, a dragon emblem. Following the loss of the Accord, the king ordered a great search be conducted in an attempt to recover it. For over 40 years, searches were conducted both above and below the waves in an attempt to find the Accord. Despite the efforts of many, it was never found. Many years later, rulership of Kourend was transferred to the Kourend Council. Not long after the council took over, the search for the Accord was finally called off. Over time, the Accord was mostly forgotten, but there was still some who desired to see it return to Kourend. Many years after the search ended, A new lead was found. Not far from Land's End, a set of caves were discovered that led deep below the sea. Those searching for the Accord theorized that the ship may have sunk beneath the seabed and into the caves below. They assembled a search party and entered the caves. Alas, the search party consisted of historians, not adventurers. They were poorly equipped to face the perils of those caves. Of those who entered, only 2 returned, and the search for the Accord was once again over. Perhaps it is meant to be this way. Perhaps the Accord was meant to stay lost. However, this may not be the end of the story. All it would need is for an adventurer to enter those caves and reach the bottom, and the Accord may yet return to Kourend. So now we're going to enter the Crab Claw Caves, which are near Land's End, right? Yeah, I'm just going to TP to the Woodcutting Guild. So we're killing a sand crab while we're here for easy diary task. Did I already do the easy diary? Oh, my easy diaries are done. I forgot. I did all the easies already. I did not bring food, but it should be fine. Hello. I wasn't expecting to see anyone else down here. Are you Artur Hosidius? That's me. Who are you? I'm Melanie ASMR. Your father sent me to find you. He's worried about you. He really shouldn't worry. I'm fine. I'll head home as soon as I'm finished here. Well, could I help speed things along in some way? I promised him I'd get you home. Now that you mention it, I could use some help. There's a chest in the next cave with something important in it. It's got a really big snake guarding it, though. By something important, do you mean the Royal Accord of Twill? How did you know that? How do you think I found you? Oh, well, as you already seem to know, yes, I am here looking for the Royal Accord of Twill. I think it's in that chest, but the snake is in the way. Could you kill it for me? Can't you do it yourself? I tried, but I'm not very good at fighting. Typical. Fine, I'll kill the snake. Just wait here. You search the chest and find the original Royal Accord of Twill. I'm gonna actually read it out here because I don't want the snake to respawn. I don't know if it will, but... Royal Accord of Twill. Know that before the Council of Elders, for the health of our soul, and those of our ancestors and heirs, and the better ordering of our kingdom, at the advice of Ethrain Hosidius, Sibri Shazian, Ret Piscalarius, Solange Lovakenge, and Burath Arceus, all royal lords of our kingdom. First, that of this day, the Council of Elders shall cease to exercise authority over any action, collection of revenues, mobilization of armies, distribution of revenues, seizure of goods or chattels belonging to any free man of the kingdom, or any other thing as may be considered in the interest of the kingdom, within the kingdom of Kourend in perpetuity. In perpetuity. How did I read that wrong? In perpetuity. Second, that of this day, the royal lords of our kingdom, whom are part of the great houses of Hosidius, Lovakenge, Shazian, Piscalarius, and Arceus, take complete responsibility for the kingdom in perpetuity. Third, that of this day, one member from the royal lords of our kingdom, whom are part of the great houses of Hosidius, Lovakenge, Shazian, Piscalarius, and Arceus, shall be chosen to be the Grand Lord of Kourend for a period of no more than 10 years, and be able to exercise authority over any action, collection of revenues, mobilization of armies, distribution of revenues, seizure of goods or chattels belonging to any free man of the kingdom, or any other thing as may be considered in the interest of the kingdom, within the kingdom of Kourend. Fourth, that of this day, the royal lord of our kingdom, whom is part of the great house of Hosidius, will have 10 years in the role of Grand Lord. Upon the expiry of these 10 years, he will willingly pass the title of Grand Lord to the royal lord of our kingdom, whom is part of the great house of Lovakenge, for a period no more than 10 years. And so it shall continue for the royal lord of our kingdom, who is part of the great house of Shazian, then for the royal lord of our kingdom, who is part of the great house of Piscalarius, and finally for the royal lord of our kingdom, whom is part of the great house of Arceus. Henceforth, this is known as the right of succession to the office of Grand Lord. Fifth, upon the expiry of the title of Grand Lord of the royal lord of our kingdom, whom is part of the great house of Arceus, the title of Grand Lord is passed willingly to the royal lord of our kingdom, who is part of the great house of Hosidius, and henceforth continues as the fourth statement of this accord. Sixth, that if a suitable male lord of any of the royal lords of our kingdom, whom are part of the great houses of Hosidius, Lovakenge, Shazian, Piscalarius, and Arceus, cannot be found at the start of their period as Grand Lord, whether due to the infirmity of mind or body of questionable morality, the right of succession to the office of the Grand Lord is annulled and passed to the next royal lords of our kingdom, whom are part of the great houses of Hosidius, Lovakenge, Shazian, Piscalarius, and Arceus in line. We, the royal lords of our kingdom, whom are part of the great houses of Hosidius, Lovakenge, Shazian, Piscalarius, and Arceus, have sworn that all this shall be observed in good faith and without deceit. Now we're going to go back to Hosidius. Hello. Hello there. Arthur is finally safe home again. I hear we have you to thank for that. All in a day's work. He also said that you managed to recover the original copy of the Royal Accord of Twill. I did. I assume you'll be wanting it. Yes, I'll make sure it's well looked after. Now, as for that reward I promised. Is there anything else I can do for you? Nope. I believe the one after that is... We can do the Forsaken Tower next. And he says that it's of the greatest urgency. Greatest urgency? I don't like urgency. This is quite simply not on. Hiya! Who is this human, Counselor Unkar? What are they doing here? This is Melanie ASMR. They've been helping out in Lovakenge recently. Well, I've never heard of them. What do they want? What do you want, human? I'm looking for a quest. They're looking for a quest. A quest? Well, we don't have any of those lying around. Well, hang on. Maybe they can help us with this urgent matter. What urgent matter? The one we were just discussing. The one with the doors of Dinah? Ah, yes, the urgent matter with the doors of Dinah. Very clever, Counselor Ankar. You put the human to work. I need a sherry. Jorah, bring me a sherry. Yes, Lady Lovakenge. Human, we have a job for you. Great. What do you need? One of the finest smiths in Lovakenge, Undor, has been investigating issues with the doors of Dinah. We've just received word that he has found the problem. However, he has requested that we send assistance. Could you go to him and see what help he needs? You'll find him right outside the doors of Dinah, north of Arceus. I'll get going. I just need to get my games necklace. I don't think I ever talked to Insignia before, so... Welcome, sister. Are we related? We are all related, sister, for we are all children of the flame. Okay, so what is this place? You stand before the doors of Dinah. Behind them lies the prison of the Wintertot. What's a Wintertot? We do not know what it is. All we know is that it threatens to snuff out every flame in this land and plunge the world into eternal darkness. Oh dear, we should probably do something about that. That is why we are here, sister. Ever since the Wintertot was imprisoned, members of the Order of the Sacred Flame, or pyromancers as were often known, have stood vigil over this place. But alas, despite our best efforts, the Wintertot is growing in power again. Well, that's just no good. Is there anything I can do to help? Our order searches tirelessly for a way to defeat the Wintertot. Until we discover it, the Wintertot must be held at bay. Pass through the doors of Dinah to the prison within. You will find the finest of our order channeling the power of the sacred flame into the Wintertot. Help them keep the holy fires lit so that they can keep the Wintertot subdued. How can I do that? You will find the roots of the great Bruma tree have crept into the prison. Chop the roots and use them to keep the sacred flame alive. Anything else? You can use the herbs of the Bruma tree to make rejuvenation potions. Give these to any of our order who fall to the cold of the Wintertot before they succumb to the darkness. How else may I be of assistance? That's all, thanks. May the sacred flame guide you, sister. Hello there, lass. I've been sent to help you. Have you now, lass? I was wondering when they'd send someone. Well, here I am. What do you need? They all kept saying the doors were falling, and I kept telling them that was rubbish. Did they listen? Of course they didn't. So the doors aren't failing. I meant failing, not falling. Of course not. They were made by Dinah himself, the finest smith this world has ever seen. His work doesn't just fail. But if the doors aren't failing, what's the issue? Sabotage. Sabotage? That doesn't sound good. You're right with that one, lass. Someone or something has made a small hole in the doors. It's not much, but it's enough for the Wintertot to be able to draw some power into the prison. Probably why them fiery lot have had so much trouble recently. So what do we do? Repair the damage, of course, lass. Now, I should be able to fix the issue no problem. The only thing I'm missing is the right tools. That's where you come in. What tools do you need? I require a hammer. A hammer? Are you seriously going to tell me that you don't own a hammer? What does it look like I'm holding, you spoon? I don't need just any hammer. I need the legendary hammer used by Dinah himself. It's the only tool capable of working this metal. Ah, I see. So where do I find this hammer? Back in his prime, Dinah built a great tower. It was known as Dinah's Redoubt, and it's where he created all his finest inventions. After Dinah died, some Ponzi mage thought they'd go and defile his tower. The place has been off limits ever since. Now, I don't know for sure, but I reckon that Dinah's hammer might still be there. Well, there's only one way to find out. Where do I find this tower? The Forsaken Tower, as it is now known, can be found west of Lovakenge. Great. I'll be back once I found that hammer. I think I can use a fairy ring to get there. Alright, we're going to inspect the display case. The display case is sealed. It contains an old, ornate hammer made of some strange metal. There's a strange panel beneath the display case with some symbols on it. Worthiness is hard to find. However, the one who restores my great tower to its former glory will be worthy of my legendary hammer. We're going to search the cupboard in the southeast corner of the north room for a 5-gallon jug and an 8-gallon jug. We're going to fill the 5-gallon jug with coolant. You fill up your 5-gallon jug. Use the 5-gallon jug on the 8-gallon jug. You add 5 gallons of coolant to your 8-gallon jug. Your 5-gallon jug is left empty. We're going to fill the 5-gallon jug again. You fill up your 5-gallon jug. You add 3 gallons of coolant to your 8-gallon jug. It now contains 8 gallons of coolant. Your 5-gallon jug is left with 2 gallons of coolant. Check and empty the 8-gallon jug. Use the 5-gallon on the 8-gallon to get 2 gallons. You add 2 gallons of coolant to your 8-gallon jug. Your 5-gallon jug is left empty. You fill up your 5-gallon jug. You add 5 gallons of coolant to your 8-gallon jug. It now contains 7 gallons of coolant. and your 5-gallon jug is left empty. You fill up your 5-gallon jug. You add 1 gallon of coolant to your 8-gallon jug. It now contains 8 gallons of coolant, and your 5-gallon jug is left with only 4 gallons of coolant. Then we're going to add the 4 gallons to the container, and then we're going to light the furnace. You attempt to light the furnace. You light the furnace. You're going to climb down to the basement and search a crate in the northwestern cell for a generator crank. There is an old generator crank in the crate. You take it. It's an old steam generator. There's some fuel already in it, but it needs cranking up to start it. However, the crank is missing. You use the crank to start up the generator. It's an old power grid. It's receiving power, but it's not aligned. Now we're going to click on all of the highlighted squares because RuneLight is amazing. You successfully align the power grid. We're going to inspect the refinery on the top floor. It's an old chemical refinery. It still seems to be in working order. You attempt to activate the refinery, but nothing happens. A warning on the control panel reads, "Foreign objects detected. Refinery must be cleansed." We're going to search the cupboard. There are some old notes in the cupboard. You take them. Sodium hydroxide is directly left of the cleansing fluid. Cleansing fluid is next to sulfuric acid. Hydrogen peroxide is directly right of the toadflax blend. Sodium hydroxide is opposite hydrogen peroxide. You pour the fluid into the refinery. The warning on the control panel disappears. You activate the refinery. We're going to go up higher. And we're going to rebalance. This is basically going from west to east. The display case contains an old ornate hammer made of some strange metal. You take it. Hello there, lass. Let's talk about my quest. Have you got the Dinah's hammer yet, lass? I have. Well, hand it over then. You give Dinah's hammer to Undor. Look at it. Such a work of art. Dinah never fails to impress. Now that I have this, it shouldn't take me long to fix the doors. Does this mean the winter tot won't be a threat anymore? That should be the case in the long run. I suspect it will take a long time, though. The doors were damaged for a while, and the winter tot will have gained a lot of power. I reckon that magic lot will have to do their fiery tricks for a bit longer before everything is back to normal. Anyway, I'll get back to fixing the doors. You should head back to Lady Lovakenge and let her know that the problem has been solved. Sounds good to me. Aha, there's a minecart network here. I had a feeling there would be. The human seems a bit lost, Counselor. Could you help them, please? But I've done what you asked. Oh, what did I ask? We asked them to go and see what help Undor needed at the doors of Dinah. That we did, Counselor. Quite right. And what was it that Undor needed? Undor had found some damage caused to the doors of Dinah. He suspected someone had sabotaged them. He asked me to fetch him Dinah's hammer so that he could fix the doors. And I found the hammer and I gave it to Undor. He should be fixing the doors as we speak. Well, this is excellent news. With the doors fixed, the winter tot poses a far smaller threat to Kourend. Well done. Yes, wonderful stuff. I think I'll have a sherry to celebrate. Jorah, bring me a sherry. Yes, Lady Lovakenge. I don't remember what voice I gave him. Counselor, why is the human still here? I think they want a reward, Lady Lovakenge. A reward? Yes, Lady Lovakenge. Oh. Well, here you go. Have this then. Thanks. Oh, the human is still here. I'm good, lady. I'm good, thank you. We'll do Tale of the Righteous, the Queen of Thieves, and Bare Your Soul in this episode. And that will probably be what we conclude the episode with. And then we can work towards the levels to get, well, at least like I don't know. It says we can do it right now because I'm 82 combat. But I kind of want to get more prayer. Like pots at least. I guess I have food and I have prayer pots. We might try it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after these 3. But I'm going to go to bed. So we will do the other ones tomorrow. Hello again. So we're going to start off with the Tale of the Righteous. We're going to take a pickaxe and some rope, which I need to buy more of. Also a ranged weapon. I don't know where all my ranged weapons are. Here. Bow. Tab 8. They are here, but where? Oh, here. We'll just take a... Willow can do up to steel, right? Or is it mithril? Let's just do that. And then a few runes for casts of a combat spell. I need to get void, I think. We have to do an episode where we go for void. That's gonna suck. So I think I'm just gonna bring Blue Wizard's hat. Oh wait, no. Mystics. And then ranged. I don't know if I can wear this. Oh cool, I can. I think I'll do that and then I'll just put on whatever I need. So we're gonna go to Shazian, so I need to get my skills necklace. So yeah, it is my sister's birthday in 6 minutes, so I'm probably going to pause and call her since she's still awake and wish her happy birthday. So we've always done the thing where we like wait until midnight and then wish each other happy birthday. So let's go ahead and start this quest first. Good day. Hello there. Not very often I get visitors. What brings you here? Do you need help with anything? Well, let me think. You know, there is something I wouldn't mind some help with. Great. What is it? When I was a boy, my grandfather would tell me the story of my ancestor, Magnus Remor. He was a great explorer who lived 1,000 years ago. One day, Magnus was approached by none other than King Shazian VII himself. The king asked him to lead an expedition to explore Mount Quidamortem in the Kebos lowlands. Alas, according to records, the party never returned and were declared to have perished in the field. That's very interesting and all, but why are you telling me this? A few days ago, I received a parcel. There was no name on it, and I never saw the person that delivered it. Inside, I found something truly fascinating. What was it? There was an old journal, along with a note. The note claims that the journal was stolen from the Tower of Magic during the uprising against Zarek. But that's not all. Apparently, the journal was written by King Shazian VII himself. Again, really great and all, but I don't see where I come into this. Most of the journal is illegible. Most of the journal is illegible. Most of the journal is Most of the journal is illegible, but I've managed to find a few readable extracts. Listen to this one. Quidamortem's creatures are compatible. The experimentation is proving successful, and we will soon be ready to mass produce. So, that extract had a date in the 37th decade, but the expedition was declared a failure in the 36th decade. If the expedition truly was a failure, why was the king writing about Quidamortem years later? Maybe there was another expedition. Maybe. Or maybe someone wasn't telling the truth about that expedition. Regardless, I must find out what really happened. Can you help me? What do you need? We need to find out more about that expedition. The Library Historical Archive should have records on it. Talk to Archaeo in the Arceus Library. He can take you there. That doesn't sound too hard. Leave it with me. Hello. Would you like to visit the Library Historical Archive? We've recently opened the archive to visitors. Yes, please. Agita. Hello there. What can I do for you? I have a question about King Shazian VII. What do you wish to know? I'm trying to find out more about the expedition he ordered to Mount Quidamortem. I'm afraid I don't have any information on that expedition. You're probably better off talking to one of the others. I could tell you about the king's work on the Tower of Magic, though. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Fire away. During the time of King Shazian VII, the Tower of Magic was the seat of power in Kourend. The king spent a lot of his time at the tower, more than any other ruler. In fact, he oversaw the construction of various new sections, most notably the prison. When was this? Well, now that I think about it, it was around the same time as the expedition you were talking about. That said, I doubt the two are connected. I see. Would it be possible to visit the prison? Well, the prison is abandoned and has been for many years, so I suppose there's no harm in letting you see it. Be aware that the magic in that part of that tower is a bit unstable, so any items left in the prison will be lost. Would you like me to teleport you there now? Yes, please. Very well. Prepare yourself. You notice some writing carved into the floor beside the skeleton. Lizards on the mountain. Do not trust the king. The altar is a lie. I should tell Phileas about this. I gotta go back to Shazian. Good day. Hello again. How is your quest going? So I went to the Library Historical Archive. I found out that King Shazian VII ordered the construction of a prison there around the time the expedition was taking place. I investigated the prison, and in one of the cells I found a strange message. What did it say? Lizards on the mountain. Do not trust the king. The altar is a lie. Lizards on the mountain? So it was true. Someone did return from that expedition. Do you think it was Magnus? Impossible to say, I'm afraid. That's a shame. I would have liked to have known what happened to him. That's one to dwell on later, though. For now, we need to work out our next steps. Next steps? Absolutely. We now know for sure that someone returned from that expedition, but we still don't really know why. We need to find out. But why does it matter? This all happened 1,000 years ago. Anyone involved is long dead now. That doesn't mean it doesn't matter. This isn't just a chance to discover the truth about my ancestor. We also have the chance to expose the treachery of a former king. Okay, I see you feel very strongly about this. What do you need me to do? If we're to find out what happened on that expedition, we're going to have to retrace its route. And by we, I mean you. Yeah, I had a feeling that would be the case. First things first, you'll need to talk to Lord Shazian. He's ordered that any research work done on the mountain be approved by him first. You'll find him in the war tent in the Shazian encampment to the north. I guess I'll be on my way then. Hello. What do you need, citizen? I'd like to perform some research on Mount Quidamortem, but I need your permission to do so. Quite right. Quidamortem is a dangerous place, and I don't want to be ordering my troops on any unnecessary rescue missions. So tell me about your research. Many years ago, there was an expedition to Quidamortem ordered by King Shazian VII. The expedition supposedly ended in failure. But I have reason to believe that wasn't the case. I think something was discovered on that expedition. I want to find out what it was. Fair enough. I will approve your research on one condition. What is it? If you discover anything, you will bring it to me first. King Shazian VII was my ancestor, and I want to be made aware of any discoveries that would present him in a bad light. But surely the library should be made aware of any important discoveries? They will be made aware, but only after I have reviewed the discoveries first. Fair enough. Excellent. Consider your research approved. If you require assistance with your work, I'd recommend talking to historian Duffy on Quidamortem. He's been researching the mountain for a while. Good luck, citizen. Hello, are you Duffy? That's me. Do you need something? Lord Shazian told me that you might be able to help with some research I'm doing. I'm rather busy with my own research. Please, it's important. Well, what is it? I've been trying to retrace the steps of an expedition ordered by King Shazian VII. I believe something important was found on that expedition, but I don't know what. Interesting. So you don't know anything about what they found? I have a quote, which I believe is from someone on the expedition. Lizards on the mountain. Do not trust the king. The altar is a lie. Fascinating. We've been researching the lizard creatures here for a while now. We have reason to believe they are not of natural origin and may in fact have been created by Zarek or his followers. But this quote of yours suggests the lizard men may have existed during the time of King Shazian VII, before Zarek's rule. So, will you help me? Yes, this is definitely worth pursuing. In fact, I think I know where we should begin. Where? We recently found a small crevice on the western face of the mountain. It seems to be man-made and appears to be older than the rest of the caves around here. Alright, I'll start there. Okay, now we're going to mine this boulder. I think I'm going to use magic because my magic is 72 as opposed to my ranged. Being 41, I don't think I'll be able to fight the guy. Look who it is. Oh no. We did it. Oh, wait, that's worth 5k? Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. I've been poisoned. Oh no. I didn't bring food. Oh, it's 5k for all of them together. I gotta hurry. As you approach the altar, you hear a strange voice. Richard, turn away. Don't do this, or Ricard. Hello, is anyone there? I wonder what that was about. Oh well, I may as well go and tell Historian Duffy what I found. Hurry, run. Hello again. Hello, did you find anything in that cave? I did. There was a weird-looking wizard man along with the strange altar. A lizard man? Is it safe? Don't worry, I took care of it. Well, in that case, we'll go take a look. Right, now they're all here. The gang's all here. This cave is quite fascinating. We could really be onto something big here. What have you discovered? We've never come across lizards like the ones in this cave before. It would appear that they are a previously undiscovered species. Interesting. That's nothing. The really interesting part is that these lizards appear to be directly related to the lizard men that roam this region. So this is where the lizard men came from. It would appear so. That's not all though. The cave definitely predates Zarek, who we originally believed to be the creator of the lizard men. So who did create them? Impossible to say for sure, but with what we've already learned about King Shazian VII, I do wonder if he was the one responsible. But if King Shazian VII did create the lizard men, why did they fight for Zarek? There are some who believe that King Shazian VII and Zarek were one and the same. They claim that after his death, the king was resurrected by his followers, taking on the name Zarek. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my research. I'd recommend you talk to Nosy. She's made some interesting discoveries of her own. Okay, but who is Zarek? Zarek was a powerful mage who ruled Great Kourend nearly 1,000 years ago. He was responsible for the Age of Strife and the creation of the lizard men who honor him as a great king. I don't want to get spoiled, so I'm not going to read anymore, so we're just going to continue with the quest and hope that they tell us who that is. Hello, Duffy said you'd found something interesting. The Dark Altar was the key to Zarek's power. Because of it, he was able to rule Kourend unopposed for nearly 100 years. His reign was so dark, it became known as the Age of Strife. Once he was finally defeated, Zarek came to Quita Mortem and built the Chambers of Zarek deep below the mountain. For many years, we've tried to work out how he managed to survive out here without the power of the Dark Altar. Thanks to this cave, I think we found the answer. What is it? This altar. It seems to give off the same power as the Dark Altar. So this altar was how Zarek kept his power after he was defeated? I believe so. But why is it here? It appears to be man-made. I believe this altar, was created to amplify the power of the Dark Altar, allowing it to reach areas it previously couldn't. This discovery does bring about an intriguing question, though. What is it? The altar here is still giving out power. That means Zarek could have potentially used it to live for hundreds of years after his defeat. It's long been believed that Zarek eventually died here, but what if he didn't? That's a worrying thought. Indeed. I'm going to stay here and continue working. Do you mind heading to the library to let them know what we've discovered? Actually, Lord Shazian asked me to go to him first with any discoveries. I can see why he would take an interest. Very well. Go let him know what we have found. Will do. See you later. Hello. How is your research going, citizen? We've made some important discoveries. Well, we've discovered a small cave on the western face of Quita Mortem. It's man-made, and it predates the time of Zarek. Inside, we found an altar. It seems to be giving off the same power as the Dark Altar. We also discovered a unique lizard species, one that shares many similarities with the lizardmen. What does it mean? It seems that this cave was the origin of the lizardmen. The fact that it predates Zarek suggests the lizardmen do as well. You believe they were the creation of my ancestor? Hard to say for sure. It would make sense though. How so? From the evidence we have, I believe that King Shazian VII ordered an expedition to Quita Mortem, hoping to discover a suitable species for his lizardman project. Once the expedition found one, he had them killed to keep the discovery a secret. But we don't have proof. Not definitive, but there's a lot of evidence. So you claim. However, you never actually told me where this evidence came from. It started with a parcel delivered to Phileas Remor. It contained a journal written by King Shazian VII himself. The journal mentioned creatures on Quita Mortem. A parcel? King Shazian VII's journal was delivered in a parcel? Who sent it? I don't know. Well, you need to go find out. Go to Phileas Remor and retrieve this parcel. I need to see it for myself. Ugh, so much walking. Fine, I'll go see Phileas. Ain't that the truth, sister? It is a lot of walking. He's gone. This doesn't look good. I'd better tell... This doesn't look good. I'd better tell Lord Shazian. He got kidnapped? Or killed? Or worse, expelled. Hello. Do you have the parcel, citizen? I'm afraid not. I went to see Phileas, but his home was trashed and he was gone. Gone? That's not good. What do we do now? I'll open an investigation into this immediately. Hopefully we can find out what happened to Phileas. What about the research? I'm afraid that without that parcel we don't have anything to link King Shazian VII to your discoveries. However, the rest of your research is still valid. I'll contact the research team on the mountain and make sure the discoveries are documented in the Arceus library. Anything I can do? You've done enough for now, citizen. I'll be in touch if we require your assistance again. For now, here is payment for your time. Thank you. Need anything else, citizen? No, thank you. Alright, so now we're going to do the Queen of Thieves. Alright, so now we're going to talk to Thomas Lowry. Hello. Greetings. What can I do for you? I'm looking for a quest. Well, there is something I could use some help with. I'm here on behalf of the Kourend Council to investigate some unusual happenings in Port Piscalarius. What are you investigating? Port Piscalarius is home to various gangs. They're a nuisance, but up until now, we haven't had much trouble in dealing with them. So what's the problem? A new gang calling themselves the Saviors of Kourend has recently formed. That's not surprising, as gangs come and go all of the time, but this one is different. How so? The Saviors of Kourend have been absorbing many of the other gangs. Within a few weeks, they've already become the largest gang in Kourend, and more join them each day. The talk amongst the people is that it's all down to their leader, a mysterious figure known only as the Queen of Thieves. Nice name. Why doesn't the ruler of Port Piscalarius do something about this? Shauna Piscalarius is the ruler of Port Piscalarius, but she spends most of her time gallivanting around in that boat of hers, rather than looking after her home. Fair enough. So what do you need me for? Well, my original plan was to infiltrate the gang to get close to the Queen and capture her. However, I've been unable to make any progress. Apparently, I don't look the part. Yeah, not sure what that's all about. You clearly fit right in here. Quite right. They're quite insistent, though, so someone else will need to give it a go. You look like you might be just the type they're after. What are you trying to say? That you look poor. Oh. Anyway, if you're up for the task and you need to infiltrate the saviors of Kourend, find the Queen of Thieves, apprehend her, and then bring her to me. So do you think you can do it? Absolutely. Excellent. The saviors of Kourend must have their headquarters somewhere nearby. You should ask around town and see if anyone knows where they are. Good luck. Well, I know where they are. Oh, I still have the stealing artifacts plugin activated. Why are there flies following me? Hey there, I'm looking for the saviors of Kourend. Do you know where I can find them? Keep your voice down. You have no idea who might be listening. Oh, sorry. Do you know where I can find them, though? No, I don't. I keep my distance from that lot. However, word on the streets is that Robert O'Reilly has been working for them. Perhaps he could help you. He lives in the middle of town. Great, thanks for the help. Hello, I'm looking for the saviors of Kourend, and I was hoping you could help me. Yeah, I can help you, but not for free. What's your price? It's been too long since I've eaten some proper food. All we get around here is fish. Bring me a nice stew and I'll help you out. Just so happens I have some stew right here. Well, that's suspiciously convenient. I know, right? What are the chances? Well, hand it over then. Okay. You give Robert O'Reilly some stew. Thanks. The saviors of Kourend make their home in a place called the Warrens. You'll find it in the sewers beneath us. Thank you for your help. I'll be on my way. Hello, I'm looking for the saviors of Kourend. Do you know where I can find them? Right here is where you'll find them. What business do you have with the saviors? I was hoping I could join the gang. Join the gang? Do you think this is a game? We don't just let anyone join our gang. If you want in, you'll need to prove your worth. And how can I do that? Since our formation, many of the other gangs in Kourend have joined our cause. However, some still choose to resist. Our largest rivals are the Vipers and our leader, the Queen of Thieves. Let me finish. Our leader has had enough of the Vipers and wants to make an example of them. We need to send a message to the Vipers to let them know their days are done. We'd like you to kill Conrad King, one of their senior members. The man has been a thorn in our side for far too long. Besides, his murderous ways make us look like paragons of virtue in comparison. So you want me to kill someone? Yes. As in, kill them, kill them. Yes. So like, kill them dead. Yes. Is this going to be a problem? Nope, sounds good to me. Good. You'll find Conrad King south of the Piscalarius Food Hall. News travels fast around here, so we'll know when the deed is done. Great, I'll be back soon. Did we just get hired as a hitman? Hitwoman? I think so. It's so cool, like, doing these. I had just done these quests and leagues, but I didn't read any of the lore, so I know, like, what I am gonna do next, but I don't know, like, why, and I don't know, like, the backstory, so it's nice to be able to learn it. I like it. We killed him softly last time, so we're gonna kill him brutally this time. You brutally murder Conrad King, you monster. Okay. Word on the streets is that Conrad King has met his maker. The queen is impressed. You should head on in and speak to her. Okay. So you're the one who killed Conrad King. Not bad, but you don't look like much to me. You'd be surprised. No, I wouldn't. I've seen hundreds of fools like you, and you're all the same. I doubt you'll be sticking around here for very long. And neither will you. On behalf of the Kourend Council, I'm bringing you in. Wow. You truly are a complete and utter idiot. Allow me to enlighten you. While you may have been told that the saviors of Kourend are evil, the truth is quite the opposite. Before we came along, Kourend was filled with violent gangs who cared little for their victims. Let me guess. You're different. Shut up and let me speak. Yes, the saviors of Kourend are thieves. The saviors of Kourend are murderers. However, we do not randomly pick our targets. Everything we do has a purpose, which is, the name isn't a joke. We're here to save Kourend, to save it from the corruption that has tainted this once great kingdom. We do that by taking from those who would lord themselves over the people. We remove their power and give it back to those who keep this kingdom alive. Yet you call yourself a queen. A bit ironic, don't you think? The irony isn't lost on me. In truth, I didn't want to lead at all, but it fell to me because I'm the best at it. Being born a Piscalarius means that you have to be. Hang on, you're part of the Piscalarius family? I am the Piscalarius family. Of course, Lady Shauna Piscalarius couldn't well take charge of a gang, so I took on a different name, one that the rich degenerate are already starting to fear. Okay, you've got my attention, but how do I know you're speaking the truth? You're clearly fairly new to Kourend, so you might not be fully aware of our current leadership situation. After the last king died, rulership should have passed on to his daughter. However, she was declared mad. It was the king's closest advisors that made this declaration. They took over and became the Kourend Council. They've ruled the kingdom ever since. Now the councilors are supposedly voted for by the people. However, the seats have been held by the same 4 people since the start. Pretty suspicious, don't you think? That does sound odd. Exactly. The council is clearly corrupt, and we intend to bring that to light. Councillor Hughes is our first target. We have reason to believe that she may be in league with the Disciples of Yama. Disciples of Yama? A cult of Zamarakians who supposedly serve a demon called Yama. They've been a problem for a while, but they haven't been deemed dangerous enough to be properly dealt with. Councillor Hughes' influence, no doubt. Anyway, go to her home and find proof of her corruption. If you find it, you will know I'm telling the truth. If you don't, well, don't pretend you care about breaking and entering anyway. Fine, I'll give you benefit of the doubt. But if you're wrong, I'm coming straight back here to apprehend you. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Councillor Hughes' home is on the north side of Kingstown. Even a fool like you should be able to find it. Don't worry, she's never in. Once you have the evidence, give it to that Lowry fellow. Provided he's not as useless as you, he'll make sure that she's dealt with. Now get lost. Here's a letter. Child of Yama, I have left the items you requested at the usual drop-off, courtesy of the Kourend treasury. It goes without saying, but I trust you will make our master aware of who is funding his return. Regards, Sophia Hughes. Hello. Greetings. What can I do for you? Let's talk about my quest. Very well. How goes things? I haven't had any luck finding the Queen of Thieves. However, I've come across this letter, which you might find interesting. Thomas takes the letter. Blimey! Forget the Queen of Thieves. If this letter is to be believed, Chancellor Hughes is working with those vile disciples of Yama. I must report this to the council immediately. Great. So can I have a reward? You've done a great service to the people of Kourend. As I'm sure you know, there is no greater reward than the satisfaction of a job well done. Oh. Now be on your way. I have a lot of work to do. For someone who called me poor, you're not willing to help me out. Brother? Mayor Chancellor Hughes has been arrested. Perhaps you're not totally useless after all. You know, you're not really a nice person. Oh, give me a break. You think I care what you think? Anyway, I guess this is the part where you expect a reward. Well, I wouldn't complain. Fine. As much as I hate to admit it, you've done all right. The arrest of Councillor Hughes can only mean good things for Kourend and her people. This is only the beginning, though. There's much work to still be done. I may well call upon your help again. Or maybe I won't, who knows. Now go, take these. Now take these and go. Thank you. Why are you still here? Nothing. How about you go away then? Damn, okay. Are all of the pages in? They are. So I was waiting until I got all the pages to read this 30-page book. But I'm gonna do Bear Your Soul first. I don't know what a soul bearer is, but we're gonna get that from this quest. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the Soul Journey book. Biblia. Biblia was on the 3rd floor, wasn't she? It was that person I walked by and I was like, what a weird name. Ah, this person. I have much tidying to do, so please be brief. What do you do here? I assist the chief librarian, Lagosia, in the running of the library. There's always so much tidying to be done. Lagosia is a truly great scholar, but her temperament may not be entirely suited to the duties of a librarian. Okay, thanks. Okay, never mind. I guess I'm gonna find it myself. Alright, so I found it pretty quickly. The book referred to an artifact being buried in Kourend, but the author did not specify where it was buried. Maybe you could persuade her to change her mind. Okay, I'm gonna read it now. The Journey of Souls. If a culture does not respect its past, it deserves no future. In Kourend, every generation owes a debt of gratitude and honor to the previous generations, recognizing their toil and blood that raised our kingdom from its humble origins to its present glories. It has therefore been my privilege to study the soul altar, that mystical beacon that gathers the souls of the departed, guiding them into the river. My study is no mere academic interest. I embark on it as a mark of respect and honor for the deceased generations whose souls now flow in the river. The river. As the mortals of Kourend reach their death, their souls abandon the flesh temples they inhabited, leaving the flesh to suffer corruption and decay. The soul, however, does not decay. Released from the fetters of the flesh temple and from the constraints of the material world, the soul is at last free. Mercifully, the soul is not left to wander aimlessly through the world. Instead, the soul altar calls it, reaching across the land to all the wandering souls of Kourend, drawing them into the river. The river leads the souls through unchartable realms, transcending the plane of the world. Yet they are not abandoned to the forces that might prey on them. The three-headed guardian is there as a protector, keeping them safe as the river flows beyond all knowledge. The guardian's keeper. Many years ago, before the ascent of Arceus, I was a young assistant to the elders. A day came when there was terrible turmoil down the river. A human adventurer had breached the guardian's cave. This broke the bonds of the guardian, and she sought to escape from her solemn duty of protecting the souls. The elders acted fast to restore the guardian to her post. There was at that time an herbalist whose mind and body were known to be in a manipulable state due to his foolish experiments. Seizing him while he was helpless in his potion-induced trance, the elders cast spells of torment upon him. In order to relieve the torment, he agreed to become our keymaster, bound to watch the guardian's cave to ensure the guardian does not break loose again. He has served well over the years. It was cruel of the elders to subject him to such a fate, but the need was desperate. The Soul Altar. The Soul Altar is therefore a blessing to the people of Kourend, bringing their souls to the safety of the river. We cannot know the fate of souls in distant lands beyond the reach of our Soul Altar, but the destiny provided by our Soul Altar is a sure comfort to us here. We therefore owe a debt of gratitude to the Dark Altar, for it is the Dark Altar's power that creates and maintains Kourend's Soul Altar, drawing energy to this realm from the unknown plane where the true Soul Altar resides. Without the Dark Altar's influence, there would be no Soul Altar here, and the souls of our forebears would be abandoned to an unknown fate. It is not known why the Dark Altar has created our Soul Altar or Blood Altar. Cynical minds have speculated that its motives may not be benevolent, but I call shame upon such suspicious murmurings. The Soul Altar enables our kingdom's departed souls to have the comforting certainty of the river. It is clearly a great blessing and a fitting reward for those who have served the kingdom in their mortal lives. The Ensouled. The soul does not always succeed in freeing itself from its flesh temple at the time of death. Many warriors have found, to their horror, that the soul of their foe remains trapped in the corpse. Ensouled heads are a sign of the soul in torment. It is therefore our duty to free such souls from their prison with all due speed. The magic of the Dark Altar enables the ensouled head to reform itself a rudimentary body. This may be slain in order to grant liberty to the soul at last. The Soul Bearer. I have written of the time when a human adventurer breached the Guardian's cave. While in there, the human attempted to steal an artifact from the cave. This disruption to the river caused the loosening of the Guardian's bonds, allowing her to attempt to escape from her duty. Naturally, she slew the foolish adventurer, who deserved no better. After the elders had restored balance to the river and appointed the Keymaster to watch over the Guardian in the future, they came across the artifact among the items and bones dropped by the adventurer. The origin of the artifact is unclear, but it is believed to draw a soul from one place to another, enabling the soul to travel with the river across dimensions. Thus, it was named the Soul Bearer. Mercifully, the river still flows in its established path without further aid from the artifact. However, in the death of the adventurer, the artifact had become damaged, so they brought it back to Kourend in hope that someone among the elders could repair it. Sadly, even the most learned elders could not repair the artifact, and eventually it was buried with all due ceremony and reverence, protected by spells to ensure no future explorer would find it by chance. If the artifact could ever be repaired, it would regain its powers to draw a soul from one place to another. Indeed, I believe it could do this to an ensouled head, exerting its power on the soul contained within the head. However, following the ascent of Arceus, this ability would be of no practical benefit to us. Alright, we're finally here. Respect the souls, traveler. I've been reading your book, The Journey of Souls. Let me guess, traveler. Did you come to ask me where the soul bearer was buried? Every mortal who reads my book seems to want to get their hands on it. Yes, please. Mortals are so predictable. This is the kind of thinking that led that adventurer to break into the Guardian's cave and damage the soul bearer in the first place. It occurs to me, though, that even if you dig it up, the artifact is damaged. Although the elders of Arceus never had the knowledge to repair it, there is one who may be able to help. I speak of the Keymaster, he who watches over the cave of the three-headed guardian of the river. He has been there for countless years and will have absorbed power from the river in that time. Now we have buried the artifact in the crypt of the Arceus Church. As I have revealed the secret to you, you will no longer be affected by the spells that prevent unwary explorers from stumbling across it. Thanks, I'll be off now. Well, that was easy. Why didn't you just give me the information for it? Right, we're gonna dig here. Yeah, found the soul bearer. Ew. Go to Taverley Dungeon or teleport to the Keymaster directly. How do you teleport to the Keymaster directly? Who's the Keymaster? Oh, the guy in the Cerberus area. Okay. So we're going to TP to Falador. And I'm going to get my dusty key. Because I don't have the agility level to cross. We're going to go see the Keymaster. I didn't know it was that guy. Oh, the three-headed guardian of the River of Souls is Cerberus. I get it now. But why is she all the way over here? If she's guarding the River of Souls of the people of Kourend, why is she in Taverley? We're finally here. Aretha said you might be able to help me repair the Soul Bearer for me. The Soul Bearer? You have the Soul Bearer? The voices speak of it often. It is from this place, yet it is not of this place. Will you repair it? The voices tell me I can. They speak to me. The Keymaster repairs your Soul Bearer. The voices say you must use it wisely. What voices? The voices! The voices in my head. You're starting to scare me, man. I am no man. They changed me and cursed me to remain here. What was the curse? I have been charged to stay here to prevent the monstrosity from escaping. Those gates and the winches that operate them are the only thing that stops it breaking free. What monstrosity? What's behind those gates? You really do not want to know. Leave this place, human. Hey now, I'm no wimp. What's to stop me from just turning the winch to open the gate and going in? Me. And of course your quick demise at the mercy of Cerberus, guardian of the River of Souls. But I can do it. You are obviously passionate at trying, but only those with great skill at slaying these types of beasts may enter. The voices. Ah! Leave this place, human. Goodbye. So I guess I got the Soul Bearer. I don't know what that is. It is an item that sends all of the ensouled heads from their inventory to the player's bank. To use the Soul Bearer, the player must pick up the ensouled heads and then use the Soul Bearer in the inventory for this effect. It is obtained from the quest. It is an ancient artifact that draws souls from one place to another. Each ensouled head costs 1 charge. Charging the Soul Bearer costs 1 rune, blood rune, and 1 soul rune. The Soul Bearer can hold 1,000 charges, and any charge is removed at any time. Oh, I didn't know I had to charge it. Ugh. Okay, well then, that's that one done. I don't know if I want to do Kingdom Divided tonight. Kind of nervous. Oh, I can't even do it yet. I need 50 herbs, so never mind. I can't do it yet, but you know what? That is all of the Kourend quests. Look at his little key. Or is that like a lantern? I can't tell. It disappears when you go to that tile there. I think it's a lantern. Anyways, that is all of the Kourend of this series quests that we can do. I need to get 50 herb, and I might level my combat a little bit before we actually do the quest, but yeah, all of the Kourend quests are done now, so we have a completed Caradest Memoirs book. I might read the book actually in the next one. In the one that we do a Kingdom Divided, I'll read these. How about that? We'll leave a little bit of lore festering and waiting until we complete the series. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Lots of quests we are completing and progressing. I love it, love it, love it so much. I'm going to go back to doing agility, and maybe I'll be 65 by the time I record again. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing and just being here and supporting me in every way that you can. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next time. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night.